Okay then, Val. So, if you remember last lesson, we actually covered the controls lesson.
Yeah.
And we recapped on how to use the presenter and everything, which you'd obviously been working on. Have you done the homework that I set you for moving off and stopping and doing a full brief? In actual fact, giving me a lesson on how to move off and stop.
Yeah, I've had a go and practiced it a little bit.
Right. Well, what I'm going to be doing is going into full role play, right, which I've not done previously. Okay. And the examiner will give you a little bit of background as to the role that he or she is going to be playing. All right. They'll tell you that the use of the make and model of cars is the same one that they had the lesson in last time.
Right.
Bear in mind, we've only had one lesson, haven't we?
Yeah.
Controls.
Yeah.
They'll state the name.
Right.
Okay. So it'd be something like, "My name's Pat. Assume that I'm familiar with the make and model of car, as it's the same make that I started my lesson in last week."
Yeah.
In this case, anyway.
Right.
Okay. Last week we covered the basics of the controls, and we actually didn't get moved off and stopped. So that's what you said we would be doing this time. I don't get any other practice, and I've never actually physically moved a car before in my life.
Right. Yeah.
That just gives you a little bit of information. It's very important that you listen to this information, because you've got to take little bits out of it. I mean, it's quite simple on this one because I've never driven.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
But as you start going along on the PSTs, I might say to you, I've had extra practice, or I've had no practice, or I was involved in an accident last year, so I'm quite nervous. So it gives little tips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? All right, that you can make use of. Okay. And so what I want you to do, when I give you this information, I'm in roll, and I'll be staying in roll. Now remember, if I'm going to come out of roll, I'll actually say to you, just pause there for a second, Val, out of roll.
Yeah.
And then when I finish, back into roll.
Right.
But remember what we've said before, listen to the comments I make.
Yeah.
It might be a little hint.
Right.
Yeah. And try to choose your words carefully.
Yeah.
All right, any questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Right, okay. So, my name's Pat. Assume that I'm familiar with the make and model of car. It's the same make that we actually did the first lesson in last week when we did the controls. I've never physically moved a car before, but I'm quite looking forward to learning to drive, as I explained that to you last week. It was unfortunate last week that we didn't actually get to do the moving off and stopping, but you did say that we would do that today.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'd like you to do is start the lesson when you're ready, and I'm into roll now.
Okay. All right, Pat. Good morning.
Good morning.
You remember last week we did the controls lesson, didn't you? Yeah. This week we're going to learn how to move off and stop, so that you can actually get the car moving.
Oh, I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, you were keen to do that before, weren't you? But we didn't manage it, but today we will do.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing that we shall have to do is to start the engine.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Just,
Yeah.
Okay, just coming out of roll for a second, Val. Just think about, if I was a real learner, all right, would you actually get me to just start the engine?
I don't know.
Right. Before I start the engine, what precautions should I make?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
You need to check the handbrake and that you're in neutral, of course, yeah.
So, if you did the controls lesson last week, obviously, yes, we would have gone through them, but would I have remembered them?
No, perhaps not.
Maybe not, because there was a lot to take in. So, before you get me to switch the engine on, can you remember the precautions, Pat, before switching the engine on?
Yeah.
Handbrake neutral, good. The other thing is, are you going to let me switch the engine on while you're going to give me a full brief?
Well,
bear in mind, never driven before, and I was used to playing around with pedals last week.
Right, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you like me to just keep revving your engine up?
No, perhaps it's not such a good idea.
It's not a very
is
good
it?
idea,
No.
is it? Because, I'm quite keen, and it's very likely I could press on the gas pedal and not really know what I've done till, the engine's screaming its little heart out. So the best thing is, in fact, for this particular lesson, keep the key out.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Don't give me the keys till I've actually done the precautions, until you're ready to actually physically, you want me to switch the engine on.
Right, yeah.
Yeah? Because bear in mind, you're going to be explaining to me how to move away, aren't you?
Yeah.
And it's also a good idea to do a dry run, do you not think? Without the engine on, you know, as you're telling me, clutch down, so I can practice
without the engine on.
Actually doing any damage to the car, without aggravating the neighbours because I'm revving the engine up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just have a dry run.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, no, I've not thought of doing that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, then back into roll.
Okay. All right, then, Pat, so today we're going to teach you how to move the car and also how to pull up at the side of the road. So we're going to do the moving off and
Good.
stopping.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when we move off from the side of the road here, the first thing that we have to do is to prepare the car to move.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, to prepare the car to move, we're going to have to find the biting point.
I've been reading about that somewhere.
Yeah, if you remember, we did it last week.
Yeah, that's you set your clutch, don't you?
It's not setting it's setting the gas, isn't it? If you remember, you selected first.
Sorry.
You press the clutch down into first gear.
Yeah, you set your gas.
Set the gas.
Yeah.
So that it makes a nice, lively hum.
That's right. Yeah,
Find
I
your
remember you
biting
saying that
point.
now. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that's preparing the car to move.
So to prepare my car, I set my gas.
No, you find the biting point by putting the clutch down, selecting first gear, setting the gas, and bringing the clutch up to biting point.
All right. Sorry. Yeah. I'm with
Yeah?
you now. Prepare the car, yeah.
Yeah.
Clutch
so
down,
that
first gear, set my gas.
So that you're ready to move.
Get me bite. Prepare.
That's right. Prepare.
Prepare.
If you can try and think about the 3 steps to moving off. The first one is prepare. So we're going to say a P.
P.
Okay.
P for prepare. Yeah.
Then we're going to have a look to see if it's
Oh, right,
moving
yeah.
off.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I get your meaning about prepare now. Yeah.
So
yeah, I understand
prepare,
that.
which
yeah.
is the one that we practiced
That's
last
what we
week.
did, yeah. Yeah.
So the next part, can you remember what the O stood for?
Observe.
Observe. So, where will you look? What are you looking for?
Straight in front of me.
Is there anywhere else that you think you should look?
When I'm driving?
No, before you decide if it's safe to move off.
Oh, before I decide. Oh, I see. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
No?
No.
Do you need to know if there's anything coming from behind
Oh,
before you move off? So how
Yeah.
would you find out if there was
I
anything there?
can check my mirrors, can't I?
You can check your mirrors, yes. Is there anywhere else that you would have to look?
Oh, it's that blind spot thing.
That's right, that's the blind spot, which is the area that the mirrors don't cover,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Could you show me, demonstrate to me where you would look
From
to
blind
check
spot.
your blind spot? Where is your blind spot?
It's there over my right shoulder.
What are you looking at when you look over there? What can you see?
That van. I mean, that car.
The car?
Hmm.
Yeah, that looks to be in about the right position. So it looks as though you're looking in the right place.
Oh, right.
Okay, so here you can see that where the blind spot area is coloured pink on here.
Oh, so going by this diagram here then,
Mhm.
I'm sort of looking where it says spot.
That's right, in that area, and perhaps a little bit further back. So you're
So I
scanning
really
that
ought
little
to be
area
looking
there.
further that way. Maybe through that window. Would that be better?
Yes, you could look through that window.
So rather than just here.
Yeah, turn around and look through the back window.
Back window?
Not the back window, the window.
This,
in the
this
side.
side window?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the one there. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
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 So I should maybe see end of that edge. That'd be better, wouldn't it?
Yes, yes, I think that probably would be, yeah. But you need to not just look at the end of the hedge, look in the area of that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Scan it.
Yeah,
Scan
so you're
all that.
scanning.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah.
all
That's
right.
my blind spot.
What would you be looking for there?
Well, on this diagram, it's got a car park, so
Yeah.
you could have somebody coming out.
So
Or a pedestrian there.
yeah, and what dangers would there be in this situation here if you turn to check the
A
blind
car
spot?
might want to come out.
Yeah, or somebody might walk out of the gateway there or whatever. Yeah, so you must check before you decide
Mm-hmm.
whether it's safe to go. We're also looking to see whether you need to signal or not.
Oh, yeah, you always signal when you're moving off, don't you?
Always?
Mm.
Would you? Why always? Would there be
Just-
any?
Just because I was talking to my dad the other day and he was saying, remember, always signal when you move away.
Can you remember what it says in the highway code about signalling? Have you read about the signalling?
I haven't read much about it.
Okay, in
'cause
the
I-
highway code it says that you signal to help or warn other road users.
Oh, right.
So you're using your mirrors to have a look and see if there's anybody there that would need a signal.
Oh, right. So
Yeah.
if I was moving away now, then I wouldn't need a signal. Is that what you're saying?
Because is there anybody there that would benefit from a signal?
No.
So there perhaps wouldn't be much point.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So you're looking
I
to
won't-
decide.
Won't take any notice of my dad in future then.
It might talk some sense, but think about it first.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So you're deciding whether or not you need to move. So that's the observations. So you're
Right.
deciding if it's safe to go.
Mhm.
Okay. And once you've decided it's safe to go, what would be the correct sequence then? What would you think you have to do next?
I don't really know, because I've never driven anything before. I've had a push bike, but I've never driven
Okay,
anything
so we need to get the
mechanical.
car moving once you just bear in mind that
Mm.
you've prepared the car, you've had a look to see if it's safe. You then need to take the handbrake off,
Oh, right. Of course, yeah.
because if the handbrake was on, the car wouldn't move, would
That's
it?
what you said last week.
That's
yeah.
right. Because if you remember, we took the handbrake off and it didn't move because you had it held at the biting point. That's what should happen today when you take the handbrake off.
Right, okay.
Once you've taken the handbrake off, the next thing to do would be a little bit more gas and very slowly bring the clutch up a little bit at a time, so that once the clutch comes up, the car will start to move.
Okay, I'm just going to come out of roll for a second.
Mm.
Alright, so this is good.
Mm.
Right, you've obviously done a lot of work
Mm.
at home to get this going. Right, so now what you're doing is you're explaining to me what I should be doing.
Mm.
Yeah, bringing your clutch up to your biting point, taking your handbrake off. Right, this is where your dry run would come in. Just so
Oh,
I can
right,
get used to, we're not moving, we're not going to move anywhere, are
Mm.
we? And you can always say to me, right, just imagine you've taken your handbrake off.
I was going to say you
Either
couldn't
that,
take it
or
off.
you can put your foot on the brake.
Oh,
And
right.
say, right, I've just got my foot on the brake pad, so the car won't roll.
Mm.
And just so that you can get used to doing the handbrake,
Mm.
putting your hand back on there.
Oh, right, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
as long as you tell me that you're doing it, that's fine.
Oh,
Because we
right.
are on a bit of a slope, aren't
Mm.
we? So if I do take the handbrake off, we may roll back a little
Yes,
bit, and I'm going
yeah.
to panic.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is the situation where you could just get me to get the dry run, just get me, the feel of. I'm not going to hear the engine.
Would you feel the clutch, the biting point?
No, you wouldn't feel that either, would you? But the thing is, you can imagine, you can say, right, remember that lively hum, and the hum's going to drop to a dull tone,
Mm.
because that's what we did
Yeah.
last week, wasn't
Yeah,
it, as you
yeah.
just said. All right. So when I do actually get my engine switched on,
Mm.
it's not the first time I've actually had a go. I've had a go at imagining the sound.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see.
so you
yeah.
might as well make use of a dry run while you're doing
While
this.
explaining that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if not, you might have to explain it all again.
Oh, I see. So
I'm
I'll
not
do
saying
it
you
once,
will
and then
have
you
to.
might have to do it
Yeah.
again as you try to set
Remember,
off.
we've got to try to keep the briefing down to about 8 minutes, haven't we? So if you
Yeah.
keep repeating yourself,
Yeah, that's going
right,
to
you
take
tell
longer.
me once, and then you tell me again, and then you tell
Mm.
me again, and then we'll try it.
Yeah.
By this time, your test is over.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay, start off from I'm prepared. Right, so if you just get me to put it into first gear, imagine that I've got my biting point.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. Fine.
Back into roll.
Okay, Pat. I think we'll try doing what we call a dry run, where we're going to get you to practice preparing the car to move and
Okay, yeah.
and the sequence that we're going to use without the engine being on and without the car actually moving, so that you
Okay.
might feel more comfortable when we do try and set off.
Right, okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So we're going to prepare the car to move. Think back to what we did last week. First thing that you're going to do, can you remember what it was?
Yeah, I put my car into first gear, I think it was.
You have to do something else before you can actually select first gear though, don't you? What was one of the pedals?
Oh, yeah, put my clutch down.
Yeah,
Put my
okay.
clutch down
Yeah.
into first gear.
Is that first gear? Just bring it back into neutral.
Oh, no.
That's
Sorry.
better.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so you've got your first gear selected.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you remember, what else did you have to do? With
Oh,
the-
you set your gas.
That's right, yeah. So if you just set the gas, but now I know the engine isn't
It
switched
made
on,
that
is it?
revving noise, didn't
That's
it,
right.
last
So if you
week?
can just imagine try and remember how far you pressed it. I know it's not easy because we can't hear it,
If I
but
just
try and
imagine
imagine it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've done it.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay. Then you're going to find the biting point. Now, if you remember, the tone of the engine dipped, didn't it? It sort of growled at you a little
Yeah,
bit.
it went from a high pitch to a dull.
That's right, yeah. So if you
So-
bring your clutch
but-
up a little way, and we'll try and
About there.
imagine that that's So you've
somewhere
got,
like that.
that's right, yeah. So you've got your feet in approximately the correct
Should I keep
position
your feet still?
there. Yes, you must
Right.
keep your feet still. Because
Yeah.
once the engine is on, if you don't, then it might try to move off, or if your handbrake is on, it might roll backwards if you haven't got the right, just the biting point.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
So you've got your feet still. Then we're going to do the observations.
Which is me mirrors and me blind spots.
That's right.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, and what
So-
else are you going to consider? Well, once you've had a look.
Whether I need a signal or not.
That's right, yeah. So if you remember,
So check
you don't
that, yeah.
always signal when you're moving off.
No,
You've
if,
got
if
to
it's
think
going
about
to
it.
help somebody.
That's right, yeah,
Mhm.
good. So I'm glad you
Yeah.
remembered that from what I told you before about
Yeah.
the highway code. That's
Yeah.
good, okay. You're going to check your mirrors.
Yeah.
Okay, and your blind spot.
Yeah.
Decide if you need to signal or not.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm going to let you practice taking the handbrake off.
Like we
but-
did last week.
Like we did last week.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my foot on the foot brake
Mhm.
so the car won't roll back.
Right.
All right. So
Yeah.
I'll press the. Okay, I've got the foot brake
Yeah.
now. So now would be the chance to get your hand on the handbrake.
And just take it off like
and
I did
just-
last week.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you put your hand back up onto the steering wheel,
Mhm.
and then to make the car move, a little bit more gas, and you very slowly bring your clutch up, nice and gently, so the car moves away.
Oh, it's
as you-
like a seesaw, that, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or perhaps like scales, where one goes down and the other
Yeah.
one comes up, sort
Yeah.
of thing. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, as we set off, we need to
Mhm.
just steer very slightly away from the curb, so that we're not actually driving in the gutter.
Right.
We're moving
Okay.
away,
Yeah.
so that you're
Yeah.
taking up your driving position
Yeah.
in the road. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Would you like to put the handbrake back on, please,
Alright,
and then I can
right. Yeah.
take my foot off the brake, and you can relax your feet as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now then, does that sound quite clear to you? Do you think you'd be
Yeah,
able
of
to
course
have
it
a
does.
go
It
at
seems
that?
very simple.
Mm? It's like most things in driving, they are simple once you know how to do them.
Yeah, it's just getting everything in the right order, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it a go
So shall we try that for
Uh-huh.
real with the engine on
with the engine
and
on.
have a go at moving off?
Yep. Okay then.
Okay.
Right.
Right, we need some keys
Oh,
first.
yeah.
So what are the precautions that you need to take before you turn the engine on? Can you remember?
Handbrake. Oh, good job you did that, isn't it? Because I was still in first gear.
Mm. When you take it out of gear pack, you just put the clutch down to the floor while you
Oh,
do
sorry.
it, rather than just pulling it out. I know it does come out easy, but even so, just pop the clutch down to
Mhm.
the floor.
Yeah.
Okay, so handbrake on and in neutral,
Yeah,
aren't
that's
we?
it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you can then start the engine.
Okay, just coming out of row for a second. That's absolutely excellent.
Mm.
Yeah, brilliant. The only one thing that's wrong now is that you've explained to me how we're going to pull away. I haven't a clue how we're going to stop.
Oh no, I never told you that, did I?
Yeah, so you're gonna have
I was
all
too
the
busy
problem
getting you
about,
going.
Yeah, you're gonna have all the problem about getting me moving, giving me a full talk through.
Mm.
Yeah, but then you're gonna say, okay, and then can you pull up on the left in a safe, convenient place? How?
Right, of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
'cause
don't
it's-
know how to do that.
I've never driven before, have
Mm, no.
I? Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So I won't switch the engine on. I'll just put these in the ignition.
Right. Okay.
All right.
So much to think about.
It is, and I mean,
Yeah.
the thing was, and I thought, I've caught her here because she's not going to realise I'm still in first gear.
Mm.
Yeah, so you did all the hard work there. Yeah,
Mhm.
and you explained to me about putting the clutch down. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, but you've only done half the job.
We've got the other half, and of course, I've got it here.
Yeah, and that's what the presenter's
Mm.
for, isn't it?
Mm.
Remember
Yeah.
what we said last time when we first did how to use a presenter, and
Mm.
last week when you did the controls, you ticked, didn't you?
Yeah.
What
yeah.
you'd covered,
Yeah, I could have done that
and
again.
you could have done that
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't miss anything.
One
out,
thing
would
you haven't pointed out to me when I move off is where to look. You've told me to steer
Right.
away from the curb, but you've
Yeah.
not said to me where to look.
Right.
That's quite important,
Mm.
isn't it?
Mm. Yeah, so you've got to
Yeah.
look where you're going, or where you want to go, haven't you?
Well ahead.
Looking ahead, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go back into roll, but I'd like you to tell me how to stop.
Okay.
All right,
Right.
back into roll now.
Right, Pat, so I've explained how we're going to move off, but I haven't explained how we're going to stop.
I wondered that.
So I
yeah.
think we should go through that now
Right.
before we
okay.
actually move away, otherwise
I'm not going to know how to
and
stop.
you're not
am I?
going to know what to do, are you? So that
Yeah.
wouldn't be fair on you. So, when we've moved off, you've used a sequence to move off. You've checked the mirrors, you've signalled, and then you've moved away
Yeah.
towards the middle of the road. We're going to use the same sequence to pull up at the side of the road. So we're going to check the mirrors, you're going to signal if you need to, and then you're going to move into position ready to stop. Right?
What? I didn't know. What's the position?
Well, I shall explain that to you
Oh, right.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay?
You like to go things over it twice, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you think I do?
Yeah, because you did.
Yeah.
You went over it twice there,
Right.
didn't you? So,
Yeah.
is this a way of
I think it
making
reinforces
sure?
everything, make sure that
Yeah.
you know everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
out of roll.
Mm.
Yeah, out of roll. Is there a need to go over it twice? You're going to explain it to me,
Mm.
then you're going to draw it on the presenter, then you're going to get me to do it, so you've
Mm.
explained it 3 times. Why can't you do it on the presenter the same time as you're doing it for the first time?
Right, so I don't need to link the fact that was the same sequence.
You can say, yeah, it's the same sequence, and what
Mm.
we've got here. Mirrors.
Mirrors, yeah.
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 So you're telling me about it, then you're going to
Mm.
show me it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Then we're going to demonstrate it.
Yeah. So like
So
you
you-
say, it's 3 times.
It's 3 times.
Mm.
Yeah. Remember, we've got to try and keep this briefing down, haven't we?
Mhm.
We're well over time already.
Yeah.
All right, it's your first attempt, so don't worry about it, because you're doing excellent, but you do need to be aware that you keep repeating yourself.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Back into roll.
Right. Okay, Pat. We're going to use the same sequence here as we did for moving off. Okay. So can you remember what would be the first thing you would do before you decided if you could stop?
Check my mirrors.
Yeah. So you're going to check your mirrors. Okay. So here we've got the picture of the mirrors. We're having
Yeah.
a look. What were you looking for when you
If
checked
I
the
need
mirrors?
a signal.
If you need to signal, yeah. Anything else that you might want to know?
Not really, no.
It's about how close the cars are. Traffic might be behind you. If you couldn't stop straight away if something was too
All right.
close,
I see, yeah.
could you? So you'd need to
yeah.
have a look. Make sure it was safe for you to
Yeah.
pull up and see how much braking you would need.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you've checked the mirrors. You've considered whether you need to signal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've done that.
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing that we need to do is the manoeuvre. Now we're going to break that down into different sections, if you
Mhm.
like. Okay. First part of the manoeuvre is that we're going to move into a position to park. Okay, so if you can see here, we've got the blue lines.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I wondered what that
Can you
was.
see how it bends? That's the
Mhm.
track that we want the car to take.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes along the driving position and then moves in towards the curb.
Right.
Alright?
Yeah.
So remember what we've said before, you look well ahead and look where you want
How
the
far
car
in
to
towards
go.
the curb do I have to go?
You need to be about a foot or great width or whatever from the curb,
Right.
so that you're not too far in the middle of the road so you're blocking the road, but you're not too close to the curb that you're going to touch it with the wheels.
Right. Yeah.
Alright? So start to move it in. So we've steered into position there, and when we've done that one, steered it into position.
Mm-hmm.
Then I want you to start to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to use the brake
Yeah.
to slow down. Okay, remembering to use your right foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're braking. And as you start and come to a halt, just before it comes to a halt, I want you to put the clutch all the way down to the floor.
Right. Okay.
Now when you set off, you'll bring the clutch up slowly. When you stop, you can put it down quickly. You can go
All right.
straight down.
Okay.
You don't have to take it nice
Yep.
and gradual. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Once the car has stopped, we have to make sure that it's secure.
Yeah.
and that
Put the
it's
handbrake on.
That's right.
Yeah.
So handbrake on. Into neutral.
Yeah.
As arrow tells us, that's where it wiggles about in the middle. Yeah.
Mhm.
Once you've done those two things, then you can take your feet off the pedals
Right.
and relax.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't you?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we're going to stop. So all this section here gives us the manoeuvre,
Right.
if you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And then once we've finished that, we'll have completed the moving off and the stopping.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So shall we have a go
Yeah.
at doing that?
Better put my seatbelt on. though,
You
won't I?
had, yes, before you
Yeah.
start the engine.
You'll talk me through it though, won't you?
Oh, Will, don't worry about that. I'll give you lots of help. Yeah.
Right. Just
Good.
switch my engine on.
Yeah, so you checked the... That's on, alright. Good.
Yep.
Okay then, Pat, so the first thing that we've got to do, if you remember, is we've got to prepare the car.
Right.
Alright, good, so you've got your clutch down.
Into first gear.
Lovely.
Yep.
Right. Is that a little bit too loud there, Pat? A bit too
Oh.
much gas? Just ease off a bit. Off a little bit more. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right.
Now you have to find the biting point by slowly bringing the clutch up and listen to the engine. Why are you looking at your feet, Pat?
I'm trying to see what they're doing.
Can't you feel it? Can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Not too, don't bring the clutch up too far. Okay, so
There.
Yeah?
Yeah.
that sounds just about right. So, okay,
Yeah.
what was the next thing that I wanted you to do?
Prepare, observe.
Good, yeah.
So,
So, yeah,
right over me. Actually.
yeah. Careful, not too far. Careful, Pat.
Oh, what's?
Okay, just stop there.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Handbrake. Put it into neutral using the clutch. Yeah.
What happened there?
I think when you turned round, as you turned, your body turned and your leg came
Oh,
up
it
off
does,
the
doesn't
clutch.
Yeah, when you turn over there, you
Is that what happened?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful when you do turn that you keep your clutch
I
foot
never noticed
still.
that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
as though they're fastened together with a piece of string. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. If you start the engine again, you've checked already, haven't you? So that's good.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
To first gear.
Yeah, that's good. Right.
Set me gas.
Yeah, not too loud. This time, make sure you get your biting point and then keep your foot still.
There.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Now, when you
Observe.
check, but when you check your blind spot, make sure you keep your left leg still. That's better.
Yep.
All right. Do we need to signal? Is there
Yes,
anybody
there's a car coming towards
Yeah.
me.
So he needs to know that we're pulling out, doesn't he?
Signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Start taking. Now take the handbrake off. Remember we did it on the dry run, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. Now little bit more gas, and now very slowly bringing the clutch up, but remember to put your hand back on the steering wheel. Your left hand back on the steering wheel. Okay, Pat, you're just a little bit out towards the middle. Could you slightly bring it in slightly and cancel the indicator? Not too far into. Okay, now we're going to pull up on the left.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing, mirrors.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're now slowing down. I want you to go past this car that's parked here, please, Pat, and then just pull up on the left before you get to the green one. Okay, so you're taking your foot off the gas, braking gently. Put your clutch down to the floor. Keep your feet still. Keep your feet still.
Sorry.
Okay. And then handbrake on. Clutch in, gear lever into neutral. And then take your feet off the pedals.
Okay. Okay, out of roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Missed a few things there, but
Yeah.
full torque through there. In fact, just let me move from here, Val, out of roll.
Yeah,
Just gonna
we're
drive
in the-
away from that
yeah.
roll. When we chose this location, it was nice and quiet. There was nobody around. And then in the meantime, we ended up with half a dozen cars coming round. But you can see that full torque through, it has to be precise,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Especially for somebody who's never ever driven before,
Yeah.
because they've put all their trust in you, and if you tell them to do something, they will do it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, you know, for your first attempt, that was absolutely brilliant. You know, but you can see where there's room for a lot of improvement there.
Yeah.
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 All right. Little things as well, like you told me to switch my indicator off, and I
Use the
put my
wrong
right hand on.
Yeah.
Take your handbrake off, and so I left it down. You did eventually tell me to put my hand back on the steering wheel, but in the meantime, I was holding the steering wheel quite tight with my right hand, and I'm going over there. Which then, you know, when you said steer to your left and knock your indicator off, that's
all
why I did that.
Too much at the same time. Yeah.
So you can see that although you've done a heck of a lot of work at home, because that's proved it, what you need to work on now is getting everything in the right order, having the words correct, and the timing of what you're asking me to do is very important as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You know, if you remember head, hands, feet, as soon as you saw my hand do that, that's when you should have been saying, no, left hand, Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So take your handbrake off, put your hand back onto your steering wheel straight away.
Yeah.
All right. So what I would like you to do, because we're going to go on to the next step now, is with your partner, because I know you're working with a partner, is just practice this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Because I'm sure you'll get this right, because you weren't a million miles away. But as we're progressing on to partly trained and trained, it does get that little bit more complicated, but for your first attempt, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Not really, no.
No, you're doing
No.
all right. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
go back and work like you have done, and you'll be fine. On the next session, you'll be fine.
Right. Okay.
Right. Well
Yeah.
done.
Thank you.